So it was recently brought to my attention that 7-Eleven, like the convenience store 7-Eleven, was selling fidget spinners. So I stopped by my local and checked it out. I found one here. It's called the glow-in-the-dark flip spinner. It's not much to it. It's kind of a generic plastic spinner in that sort of very standard tri-spinner design that we've seen. Cost me $10.99 plus tax. I'm in New York City, so maybe it costs less other places, but that's what it cost me. Again, really standard plastic tri-spinner. We see the injection molding marks the way we do in the other ones. I would say the fit and finish on this one is definitely not quite as good as some of the other models. You can see there's a, maybe you can't see it, but there's a clear line around the outside that was not ever polished off. Sort of like slightly rough edges that we haven't seen on some of the other models, and then kind of a really rough spot there. Here's the SpinTech for comparison. These guys are almost the same size, or the SpinTech has a much cleaner job. It was polished or sanded down at some point, or maybe just it was done, it was molded better. These are the 608 bearings on the outside, so you can sort of flip it around your hand if you want. It's hard to get that in frame, but you could flip it there. Plastic button. The texture of the body is strange. It has sort of a, maybe it was bubbles or some sort of texture when it was molded. So not a huge deal, but definitely doesn't seem quite ideal. Looks like there's a bubble or two in the molding process. So anyway, not a huge deal. On the spin side, it's got a pretty nice clean spin to it. When it arrived, or when I bought it, it wasn't quite spinning cleanly, but the button had just become a little bit displaced, and I had removed it and just popped it back in, and it was fine. I'll do a separate video about spin time, but yeah, no problems here. Spin pretty nicely for a plastic spinner. Definitely smooth, do a nice flip. And let's hear it relative to the SpinTech. Fairly similar sound. Oh. So I'd say that the SpinTech has a little bit more polish to the body, but that's pretty minor, and the 7-Eleven model is quite close to that. I've found that it works pretty fine. It's a little bit overpriced for what it is, but you are paying for the convenience of just, you know, you're checking it out, or it's right next to the checkout, and you just pick it up on your way out of the store. So no complaints there, and it's nice that you don't have to wait. I waited over 3 weeks for this one, so really nothing wrong with paying a little bit more, or fine, you know, 3 times more, but in an absolute sense, only a few dollars more, and getting that right up front. Lastly, just take a look at the bearings. Let's see if we can pop this off. So just standard plastic caps, and so it looks like it's a 6-7 stainless steel ball bearing design. Nice smooth action to it, no problems here. And lastly, let's see if we could upgrade the caps if we were so inclined. if I get this other one outside. So you can spin it without that, nice and smooth. If you want to go low profile, you could do that. Let's see if these bearings, these caps are compatible. These are technically the right ones, but nope, grabbed the wrong ones. Anyway, forget about that. If you have 608 compatible bearing caps, they will work. But yeah, I would say pretty positive reviews for the 711 fidget spinner. I'll just end this up by noting that I saw a few other videos about 711 spinners and they weren't all the same. This was the only one for sale at my 711 and it's this glow-in-the-dark design. I couldn't get it to glow in the dark with my camera, so I'm gonna have to take that one back to the drawing board, but it is definitely a glow-in-the-dark design. Other people and videos I've seen online seem to have different models, so might be a little bit hit and miss. Anyway, yeah, so this is the 711 fidget spinner. Thanks for watching.